Welcome to Tough Talk and Transitions with me, Colleen. So, I've been doing a bunch of these podcasts in the car, and I think it's time that I kind of up my game here and get a little bit better with content. But I have to tell you what's really been on my mind, and I know it's Easter week and it was Passover, and the war in Iran and just all this religious, right? I was, of course, gonna be old this week. So all in my head, I'm going back through all this shit. Yesterday, my brother was dead 39 years. Today, I start my fourth decade without him. So I guess I'm feeling pretty nostalgic, pretty emotional on some level. But in the 60s, Michael and I went to Catholic school, right? And we went to Our Ladies of the Assumption in Linfield in the 60s, and they were vicious. The nuns were vicious. For me, the Catholic religion kind of just was, yeah, you know, nowhere I really wanted to be. Then came Pope Francis, and I thought, okay, you know what? This dude seems to be okay. He went after the priests, the abusive priests, and moved them and, got rid of them and did what he needed to do, with them. Of course, that had been ignored for way too long, as we all know. And now there's Leo. And, of course, first American Pope. And I like this guy. And I can't even believe I'm saying this. Like, maybe I want to be Catholic again. And for those of you who know me, I'm completely not a religious human being. But I love what this guy is doing. He's taken Trump on. He's upfront. He's outspoken. And he gets it. He's not much older than I am. And he's like saying, like, this sucks. This shit's not good. At the same time, where we have Netanyahu, and the Jews just, I mean, now they're the aggressors, right? And I get it. After World War II, I understand their position. I understand how horrible it is because I've not even close, but after Catholic school, it was a little PTSD there on how awful they were. Like, this is 2026. Where is religion? Why is it so important right now? I mean, like, please don't tell me the GOP is the pantheon of outstanding religion. I mean, come on, people. They're raping girls. They're killing little kids. I mean, this guy down in Texas, one of his assistants kills herself. Now another one says he wanted her to mash his balls. I mean, what is this? And again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, the Epstein files. What is it with all these old, rich, white men, and unfortunately, primarily, a lot of them were Jewish, doing this to these young girls? Like, what is this? Like, what is with this religion? And then yesterday, I read a whole investigative report about Opus Dei, which we all know is a really whacked out, I guess, almost kind of evangelical right of the Catholic religion. And quite honestly, I think it is the evangelical right. I mean, and believe it or not, Pope Francis is actually investigating Opus Dei. So it's like we need more Francises and more Leos, right? And then Sunday, those of you who don't know, St. Cecilia's in Boston on Belvedere Street. I haven't met him. I know of him, and I watched his service on Sunday. Father John Uni. I don't know, another priest that's packing an Easter Sunday Mass with 1,000 people. The Christmas Eve Mass with over 1,000 people. I mean, this guy is packing them in. This is what this country needs. Men and women, this big. Not the Netanyahus, not the Donald Trumps, not the grinder Moses Mike Johnson, not the GOP who, and the evangelical right, who are pious on Sunday and deviant on Friday. I mean, we do not need that, right? I mean, we're gonna hold ourselves up to be better than that. then we need to be better than that, right? So I listen to Leo and I think, okay, dude, maybe, just maybe, I'm going to come back around because maybe, just maybe, people like you and John Uni, Father John Uni, are going to lead where other priests and religious leaders have left off. I mean, there is no Martin Luther King right now. All right, there are good men out there, but there is no Martin Luther King. There is no one, leading the judge. And for people out there that say, politics and religion don't belong together, well, I disagree. Jesus was a highly political figure. And for those of you who don't want to believe that Jesus didn't accept women, wrong. Mary Magdalene was the money behind his ministry. Mary Magdalene, Jesus. Politics and religion have always been closely together. Unfortunately, right now in this country, we have seen a really fucked up, bastardized version of I want to say it's not. I was going to say Catholicism, but it's not. It's just basic religion because I don't look at the religious right as being Catholic. I'm not even sure what the fuck they are. Just nothing I want to be a part of. And the evangelicals, do you accept Lord? What is it? Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? I mean, maybe. Haven't really thought about it. Not sure that that's where it needs to be. I can tell you that when my brother Michael died, I had a friend who was evangelical. I didn't really realize at the time what evangelicalism was. It was April 1987. All I gave a shit about was partying and working and making money. I never really thought about it. As far as I was concerned, I was a recovering Catholic. I had been to Catholic school only for 3 years too, but what an impression that made. I hadn't really thought about it. And I'll never forget it. She looked at me and she said, Colleen, you'll see your brother in hell. I thought, what the fuck are you talking about? He was 25 years old. Hell, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, really, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm sure I said that multiple times. Well, I actually know I did. And I remember being devastated. He had only been dead, I don't know, a couple of weeks. In hell? He was 25. What the fuck had he done? He was getting married. He had worked. He was in law school. What had he done that he was going to need to go to hell? I mean, at that time, I was the one that should have been in hell. I was the one partying. And all of you that know me know that was who I was. I'm not even going to hide that. Man, let's face it, I was fucked up. I had been at the Hagler, I forget, Leonard fight, Sugar Ray Leonard fight. I mean, I don't know. How could you say that though? How could you say that to me? It was so raw, so painful, so deep that I remember I just looked at her and said, fuck you, got up, walked out, and never talked to her again. And I know that they believe in hell and redemption and all that shit. Me, I don't believe in a hell. I believe we are living on hell right now. Because there's only one way that Donald Trump could have ever been president of this country a second fucking time, and that is because we're in hell. The only way. Although some of the morons in my family that voted for him, and yes, you are fucking morons, make no mistake about it, that where we are right now is, you know, there's just no words for it. And I keep saying this and I keep harping on it, but it's people like Leo, Pope Leo, and Father John Uni, and those of us who maybe might be coming around again to say that the only way this changes is when we change. And Marianne Williamson keeps saying this, and she is so right on. The only way this world changes is if we change here and our belief as a community can change the greater good. Years ago, I went to New Mexico with Belinda, and we ended up going into Santa Fe Hilton, and Greg Braden was doing, and Lindsay Wagner was there, and she was hosting this thing with Greg Braden. It was 2 years after 9/11, and Greg Braden was talking about he's actually a NASA scientist. Look it up, but he was saying at the time that the night before 9/11, the energy in the Earth was proving that something big was going to happen because the Arab world that knew what was about to happen to this country were their energy was humming, right? They could feel the hum. And it raised the vibration of the earth to the point where we should have known something was going to happen. But no, we here in America, we're just going about our job, right? Our days. He is, and I believe he is right. When we as a collective raise our energy, the vibration of the earth changes. So we're not going to beat Trump on platforms like me right now talking shit about him. We're not going to beat him, but we are if we vibrate at a higher level, if we all, each and every one of us chooses not to believe this bullshit, we choose to be like Pope Leo and say, sorry, sucker, you're not religious. You're a hypocritical piece of shit. When we look at the J.D. Vances, the couch fucking J.D. Vance, the grinder Moses Mike Johnson, the, I can't even say Marjorie Taylor Greene anymore. She's kind of come around. The Fox News people, the Carolyn Levitts of the world, no doubt from New Hampshire, where I unfortunately am residing right now. And I think that, we can do this, right? And we can bring ourselves around. And we can. I'm not suggesting that we become a Christian nation, not at all. I don't believe that there's any room for religion. I've always believed that religion is a personal choice. I lived with a Muslim. I have a lot of Jewish friends. I have a lot of friends of all faiths. I don't believe in their one faith. I don't believe in one God. I believe in a divine intelligence. Now, sometimes he can be God, and sometimes he can be universe, and sometimes he can be Jesus, and he can be the Holy Spirit. But I believe in that there is something greater than all of us. I'm not so sure. I mean, you know what I mean? If you look at the Bible, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, I mean, were they all different men? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. I think that maybe they were all the same human beings simultaneously. Not sure. Don't pretend to be a religious scholar. Just think that we're better than this. We're better than that orange shit in the White House. We're better than the shit I see in Israel. We're definitely better than the shit we're doing to Iran. We're better people, and we've got to come back around. And I'm sorry, I blame this. As far as I'm concerned, I really feel like I was just one naive person. I thought that there were better people out there in politics. Now I know, you shit me, they're all shit. All of them. They're all shit. I mean, I think honestly, we need to blow up both parties. We need to find parties of men and women. Actually, I'm not even sure men anymore. Maybe let's just go with all women for a while. See what happens. Because God knows a woman could not fuck it up any more than you men have. You men have done a really shit job. So I think it's time that you just bow out gracefully and let us chicks take over and see what we can do. It's because God knows if something doesn't change, we're all dead. We're all dead. I mean, what we're doing to animals, what we're doing to each other. And every day I'm rescuing animals, right? I'm doing what I can, pledging, donating. And there's just so many of them. And then kids, like, is there no end to the cruelty? I don't know. I'd like to take that little closet homosexual grinder Moses Mike Johnson though and smash his face into the ground with my heels. I think, guys like him, they don't deserve to be where they are. I mean, the orange turd. And I have to say, I said to a neighbor of mine today, and I fucking hate Trump. I've always fucking hated Trump. I thought he was just an arrogant, ignorant man. And I don't know. I guess people thought he was good looking. I never did. I just always thought he was a dick of mass proportions. And I think there's no bigger dick, sorry, than his two sons. But he's just a useful idiot, right? He's just a useful idiot that they put up there because he's so hateful. And yet he's able, to be a cult-like figure. Thinking all the Kool-Aid from the Jim Jones, Jamestown might be coming around, might be circling around. And I personally know a couple of Christians I would like to serve that to personally. I don't know. We got to do better. We just got to do better. Because if we don't, we're all dead. And I mean, we're all fucking dead. And I don't mean we're dead in like 10 years. I mean, if you think Iran is like Trump thinks he's won this war. Are you fucking kidding me? Iran's got it all locked down. And if you think that they're not coming here, no, good luck. Keep holding that thought because this country deserves whatever it gets. And trust me, I am only second generation. I am very thankful for everything I've had in this country. I am filled with gratitude that my grandmother, and I will say this again and again and again, my uneducated, ignorant grandmother who came here pregnant, who put all of her kids through Catholic school, and then my father went on to become educated more than some of his brothers, sisters. And my father made sure we were all educated. As I said, Michael died while he was in law school. Matthew has gone on to do good things. My niece is a lawyer in Idaho. My nephew has done cybersecurity for the Army. You know, I'm the one that lost a restaurant, but I'm not a stupid woman. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be where I am today. So when I tell you I'm so disgusted by my cousins who voted and supported Trump, then I'm going to say this to you here and now. I alone would be the one that carries on her legacy. You all can go fuck yourselves. In the meantime, people, come on, let's get it together. Let's honor what we've been given, where we come from, and who we are. Because if we don't, nobody else is going to. And honestly, I don't feel like dying right now. I still think I got a few more things to do. Probably a few more of these shitty podcasts. But anyway, talk again. Bye.